I just made myself laugh practicing. How I do these videos is I have fake conversations with myself as if I'm talking to the world. But I'm talking to me first, which is the world ultimately, because we are everything. But I literally laughed out loud at something that I said. I don't even know if I'll be able to recreate it. But, okay, today's topic. I get a lot of people with these Zoom sessions where they will think they're showing up or they reached out because something hurts. Totally makes sense. Or they just had a surgery, or they have multiple surgeries. Surgeries didn't work, blah, blah, blah. They've got chronic pain, they got acute pain, they got whatever. Or they just want to fucking level up. And they just want to prepare their physical bodies to be able to adapt to whatever it is that they choose to do. Be able to express emotions, be able to achieve things, be able to climb mountains. Mountains in quotes or mountains not in quotes. But sometimes they'll show up and will be having knee or shoulder or back or concerns, and they're confused when they don't get a couple exercises for the knee, shoulder, or back to get that person out of pain, and then they're done. They're like, I thought I was just going to get kind of a couple things, feel better, and then I'd be done. Like, not ever is that true medicine. Not ever. So let's stay in my world, because Cassie is experiencing the same thing. And I'll briefly touch upon that with just the deep conversations we've had, because I'm not her in practice. There's only one her, and she's the best. But all things medicine, true medicine. So if somebody presents with knee or shoulder or back, I'm not looking for what's wrong with your back, what's wrong with your knee, what's wrong with your shoulder. There's nothing wrong with it. There's healing responses to damage that came from your inability to manage the forces that you have encountered in your life, from toes to thumbs. Done. So what I want to put together is how to get your entire body to be different. It has to be different than what you were before you met me. Because there's no world where you get to be the same when your body's expressing this way and you're going to heal. It doesn't work that way. So when we put all this together, you're putting your entire organism into a whole different state of being. And what happens as an accident, what happens as just a, oh yeah, no shit, what happens as a side effect is the resolution of whatever you showed up with. Torn ligaments, herniated discs, bone spurs, all the stuff. Basically, in 6-year-old form, what happens is the body being at a prepared level greater than any exposure to any inputs you have in life, the body being now at a higher level than that, no longer has observable damage that it needs to get your attention for you to make changes. That's the only reason you have symptoms. That's the only reason that we have these feelings. That's the only reason we have quote-unquote disease and sickness. All it is just healing responses in your body trying to get your attention in the only language that it can speak, which is sensation and healing responses, to get you to change, be different, and then all of a sudden, because the whole thing, like, we're never done healing. I know, but sometimes you're done healing to a level that you aren't even supposed to be fucking aware of. And that's the thing. The body will literally go, okay, cool. Thank you so much for listening to me. I've been trying to get your attention for like 10 years. You were going to all these people that were telling you how to do things to feel good. I kept saying, this is worse. And I kept coming back and I was yelling at you, but you kept injecting me with peptides. You kept injecting me with shit that I already have in you. Stem cells. You kept injecting me with plasma. You kept shining laser on me where I kept saying, you have all this. Stop doing this. But you did it. Good job. Thank you so much. I'm going to go tend to some big league shit that you're not even supposed to know about. And if I need you, I'll ring you. That's what I laughed at before. I'm so glad I recreated it. Sometimes it's just in the moment. But this is freaking true. It's how the body works. It will literally telephone you when you're not pulling your load, when you're not putting yourself in a position to be prepared to a level greater than life. And that's what training is. Rehab as an accident is just ultimately this training composite. You don't rehab a joint. You don't rehab an injury. You don't specify to... That's why all these people specializing in areas. What the fuck are you talking about? It's all just marketing niche bullshit. Like a naturopath specializing in hormones. Like the biggest crock of bullshit out there. Or autoimmune diseases. Or specializing in Lyme. Like all of it's a lie. It's a scam. It's just a way to sell. But that's not even how the body works. Like literally, all I'm doing is getting you to understand a whole bunch of different concepts for ways for you to put your body in a position to be able to manage forces of life greater than what you've been exposed to. And as a side effect, you have to heal. That's the design. And all of a sudden I don't notice my knee. I know, because you're not supposed to. The body doesn't feel it necessary. And it'll do this organ, system, skin, everything. This is what it does. That's like Cassie's world. We've had discussions where I want to go back to, sometimes people will, they'll be like, okay, so do this till I don't feel this anymore, and then I'm done? I'm like, you're done? You meeting me means you're taking on something that you're going to apply for the rest of your life. You're going to apply these principles forever. And here's the thing that I don't understand. If you've done a certain collective of changes and you've modified certain things in your life and you're looking at things differently and you're just exposed to truth. Your stories have totally shifted, your values, your beliefs, everything. And it got you to this point that you are functioning better than you ever have. You're stronger every year than you ever have been. You'd want to change whatever allowed that to happen? You'd want to stop that? That doesn't make any sense to me. But I understand like what you've been exposed to and who you're hanging out with and who the fuck is in your family and who you've gone to and who's instructed you, who's sold you. All this stuff, like, yeah, that would make sense. Like at some point, you eat a certain way to heal and then you're done. You just go back to eating however you were eating before. Or in your relationships, whoever you were with before, or however you view the world and however you move, however you prepare yourself, however you slept before, however you expose yourself and the reasons you expose yourself to alcohol and casual drugs and all this. It's not going to work. Like, you can't do that. That's like in Cassie's world. They're like, I thought I was going to get a diet. First of all, she doesn't have a diet, ever. Secondly, like, you've healed the big league shit, the cancers, the autoimmune bullshit, the HIVs, all these crazy things. You've healed it. And now you'd want to go back to the elements that put you in a position to cause a healing response that was all those things? Think about this, okay? But there is no protocol for an area of the body. There is no, and I know I've said that, and that's an old story, but you're just trying to put the entirety of the organism into a completely different state of being. And as a result, that injury or that area can't exist in the same place as this prepared state. They both won't sit there. They can't. And then all of a sudden, you're just living this rock star life at a level that you've never even imagined. Nobody's told you was possible. And then all of a sudden, it'll let you know along the way. Always. Before the big stuff happens, it'll always let you know with sensations, some of these symptoms: tightness, apprehension, tingling, pain, inflammation, swelling. I love the fear and apprehension with movement because that's the first stage. It'll always like let you know something that you were able to do with ease before. All of a sudden you start like, damn, I can't do that. Is like one of the key symptoms that you got to listen to and make changes for. And then all of a sudden, 3 years down the line, something else shows up. You now have the principles to put yourself and take this on. You don't need another protocol for another place of the body because it doesn't work like that. And you just level up off of that. And you level up off of that. Since every injury is an opportunity to get better. That's the whole point. Every quote unquote sickness and disease, I don't like saying the words because they're just not things. Every healing response you have, if you do it right, you just leveled up to a level greater than that. We should be so fortunate to have these experiences. But that's how it works. That's truly how it works. It's not a do a bunch of the things that TJ gives me so my back feels better, so my knees feel better, so my shoulder feels better. We don't do stuff to feel better. We do stuff to put ourselves at a completely different state. And all of a sudden the body just heals to a level that your attention is no longer needed. And then you're living life at a level, doing the things that everybody loves talking about. Do what makes you happy. No, you got to do the things that prepare you to a level above what makes you happy, because you'll only be able to do the things that make you happy at that level for so long. And then all of a sudden you don't get those things that make you happy anymore. And everybody's under the assumption that as we age, we got to be miserable. And if I hear another person say, getting old sucks, who the fuck started that saying? It couldn't be less true. We do this right. This moving forward in life should be amazing. We shouldn't have to take out anything that we once liked. But you got to earn it. So, that's what we got today. Morning. All right, headed out.